What's up, everybody? Welcome to Call to Action's trailer reaction. We're starting to get into more of these. I'm excited about this movie, Black Widow. So
Mhm.
psyched at this point. Are you looking forward to this one, Alex?
I am. I'm really iffy. I would have been so much more ecstatic if we had this like 5 years ago. I am really nervous that we're getting it now, where I feel like a lot of the anticipation and everything's definitely it's kind of gone a little bit. So, but I'm hoping to be proven wrong. I love being proven wrong. So
I don't disagree. I feel like ever since Endgame happened, it kind of feels like it's like a. It's like now
yeah,
what? Now what? Right?
no, we already know what happens to her,
That's
and
the
this
other thing.
isn't necessarily an origin story per se. But it's about her kind of breaking away
Right.
from that family that she was once a part of.
Right. If I remember correctly, this takes place like after Civil War, I think, in between. So that's
Oh,
where
is it?
we're
I
on the
thought it was a
time
little bit
frame.
prior to that. My bad.
I'm not, I'm not positive to be honest. I don't know. It was between Winter Soldier and
I'm
Civil
not.
War. But I thought it was after Civil War when everything was happening and all the heroes went all their different ways. I think that's what happened, and Black Widow went off. So it makes sense storyline wise, timeline wise, and everything. But you're right. At the same time, we know what happens to her. So there's a little bit of that. It's almost like what important can happen that's going to be worth
Yeah,
the movie.
exactly. So it's just like a lot of that anticipation and everything of like what if or what was gonna happen. Like it's a little gone because we already know she's gonna survive. We already know all of her limbs are intact
Right.
and everything. So it's just like
But we do
there's
get to
no
know.
mention of these other characters ever again. So maybe they're
Maybe that's a good question. That's actually a question to bring up because I believe Florence Pugh's character is being introduced. I don't think this is the last time we're going to see her. That's my thoughts on that. I think this is going to be a way to get her into the MCU possibly. And if that's the case, maybe the movie will be a little more important than we think. I mean, in Kevin Feige we trust. He's been doing a good job for a long time. So
for sure. I don't want another Black Widow. I don't want a Black Widow 2.0. I love Florence Pugh to do. I would love to see her introduced as like her own character and her own superhero or supervillain or
yeah.
whatever it may be. I don't want her to be like the younger, cooler version of Black Widow. Like,
right.
no, I don't want that. Black Widow is already badass. I love her.
Right.
I don't need a new version of her. I just want someone, just a totally different character.
Fair enough. We'll have to say. I mean, I do. One other thing I will say, we do. I do love this cast. I mean, Scarlett Jo's great. I love Florence Pugh. I love David Harbour is hilarious to me. I love David Harbour. I think anything he's in, I'm
I love him, especially in Hellboy.
I actually still have not seen that movie yet.
It's so bad.
But
I enjoy what it's trying to be. And Mila Jovovich in that movie, I'm just like, man, you're trying so hard, and I appreciate it. Good for you.
I do want to
You
say
guys tried really hard.
I know William Bigliotti loved the movie, and he went against the grain completely, and I love him for that. So I want to give it a shot just for that reason alone. But I guess we'll find out. Eventually, I will see it. Then I'll let you know. But
yeah, well, something I do kind of want to touch on as well is that before we kind of dive into the reaction, is that this is actually like the first big production by, I believe her name is Kate Shortland. She also directed the movie Lore. That was a sensation like 5 years ago.
Right.
You know, about like the girl finding out about her parents and Allied powers and everything in Germany and everything. And that movie like really kind of took the indie movie world by storm back in the day. So this is like her first big production into Hollywood movies. But not only that, she's her first big introduction into this kind of world, but same time into superhero movies in particular. She's never done any kind of action movies or any kind of thrillers, like really intense thrillers. So
well, we'll say the previous trailers, the action looks pretty good so far. I mean, it's a trailer, but actually pretty fun at least. So find out.
They look fine. They look fine.
Yeah, you don't agree? Okay, just
please prove me wrong, please.
All right.
I wanted Jason Bourne. I wanted tight. I wanted like really gritty and raw looking and everything. I want Jason Bourne. Like, was it circa 2001, 2002, or whatever, maybe, or maybe it was the 90s. Maybe I'm not sure.
No, I would go to 2002.
Yeah, but that movie was fantastic. And how like surprised, like he made a weapon out of a magazine. I want that skill set. Well, I want that kind of movie only with Black Widow.
That's not a bad thing to want. I get that. I would love it, something like that. At least if they're not gonna have stakes that like the end, like going into Avengers Endgame, like give me something exactly like that, a tight thriller, spy action type franchise. So let's see. Let's see. I know one more thing I forgot to do. I forgot to announce who we are. But that's okay. I'm PLD. It's me. It's me. It's PLD. It's your boy here, and I'm here with the lovely, talented my shall we say debating partner recently in Call Live, but I still love her. My sister, Alex Mack.
Love you too, PLD, Paul. Yes, I'm Alex at part of Called Action Crew, and I'm pretty psyched to get into this. Just go ahead and get watching.
Let's just do it. All right, here we go.
That's so pretty.
Yeah.
I tell people my sister moved out west. You're a science teacher. Your husband, he renovates houses. You're thinking about moving, but you're gonna wait until the interest rates go down.
That's not my story. Before I was an Avenger, I made mistakes.
Okay, yeah, you're completely right. It
And a
is.
lot of enemies.
Do that.
He's call signs Taskmaster.
Taskmaster, nice.
He controls the Red Room. They're manipulated, fully conscious, but no choices.
I should have come back for you. How many others are there?
Enough.
We have to go back to where it all started.
Kind of reminded me
So
of
they
Red
never do
Sparrow
that to anyone
a
again.
little bit.
Well, the thing I really liked, I didn't love Red Sparrow, but I liked some aspects of Red Sparrow.
Yeah, me too.
You won't win.
I've always found it best. Not to look into the past.
Are they all women?
Okay, you got a plan?
I think so.
Stay duck and
I
cover?
think that's the idea.
to drive us away.
Well, your plan sucks.
At some point, we all have to choose between what the world wants you to be.
Was that William Hurt? I didn't know he was in it.
I made my choice. I'm done running.
Harper, I swear. That was
Here's what's gonna happen.
Natasha, don't slouch.
I'm not slouching.
You're going to get a back hunch.
Listen to your mother.
Oh my god, this.
Up.
All
Listen.
right, enough, all of you.
I didn't say anything. That's not fair.
All right.
that was a very Florence Pugh focused movie. I mean, like trailer.
I kind of think that's what they're doing. They're going to have her either replace ScarJo or not, like maybe not as Black Widow, but she has her own identity. I forget the comics. I'm getting old. I forget. She is in the comics as a character of her own, that's a Black Widow type. But so I wouldn't mind seeing her more. I mean, I love her and everything she's in. So I might be able to willing to forgive the replacement angle because that's going to happen in comic books.
Of course.
Avengers,
I doubt this would happen to Tony Stark's character, though.
in the comics, it does. Do you know there's a female?
Yeah,
Iron
but
Man?
that would never happen in the movies, though.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, well, you got James. Well, James already kind of has it as the War Machine character. James Rhodey as the War Machine character.
No, I mean, like, but no one's going to take over and be smart, billionaire, philanthropist, superhero.
James,
Like, no one's going to be, what's his face? that plays Tony. I can't remember his name.
no, who? Oh, replaces Tony?
Tony Stark. What's his name, please?
Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah, RDJ.
RDJ?
Yeah, sorry. I had a completely brain fart on that. But RDJ would never in a million years allow anyone else to play Tony Stark.
Well, yeah, they wouldn't be.
I'm sure it was written in his contracts or something. He's like, nope, no one else will. They can only voice him. They can never beat him on screen at any point. I don't care if it's a TV show. But it feels a little bit different in her case.
Well, let's face it. I mean, we have our Captain America is being replaced, so to speak, by Falcon or Kevin Smets, basically. I'm blanking on his name now. We're doing bad on names.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But, Nomad, basically, Winter Soldier, basically. You got Thor and being replaced possibly a little bit by Natalie Portman if they do the female Thor storyline. So it makes sense we have these little angles that we see.
They have their own
Variation.
names, though.
No, well, I know the female one doesn't. The female one has Jane.
She-
Jane Foster is. I mean, in the comic books, Jane Foster still called herself Thor.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, they changed the word. The orc starts calling himself Odin's son. Actually, I thought that was the stupidest part about the whole thing. If you're gonna, I don't mind. Like, I don't. Some people, comic book fans, have their own issues about females taking over. I get that. That's misogyny, without all that stuff. But the fact that she called herself Thor just annoys me. Like that's the guy's name. Like, so it's like you're playing.
His name. Like,
like
I would
literally
call
his
myself
name.
Paul.
Right.
Like,
Exactly. You can be the superhero PLD.
I'm like,
you just can't be
like, I wouldn't.
right. Exactly. That's the
That's
thing.
not
I
my
get.
name.
That's that is it. Like that just doesn't make sense.
Like if it was like a title, if it was like Thor something,
Right.
that'd be one
Right.
thing. But yeah, okay. But about this trailer, what are your thoughts?
It's a high glossy version of Red Sparrow, looks like, but maybe hopefully a more fun version of Red Sparrow. Red Sparrow definitely took itself seriously. It was dark, it was grim, and because of it, it kind of got a little bit too much. It was just too much. It wasn't as fun as it should have been in a way. I want like spy thrillers to have a little bit of a fun adventure sense to it. This has that, I think, with some great characters. Like I love this when they're sitting around the table. That kind of drew me in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
That kind of family aspect.
And that's again, it's David Harbour for me. Just
I am okay. So the more so than Florence Pugh, what I'm like more excited for character wise is Rachel Weisz's character, Helena Vostokov.
Yes.
I want to say I know nothing. Again, I'm not a comic book reader.
Mm-hmm.
I've only read like 4 comic books, graphic novels in my entire life outside of like manga.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But it's yeah, like her, I'm really, really curious about. What was she here? She seems like she took on this kind of
motherly figure,
even though they're like 10 years apart, but still, that's a whole other conversation. What are you trying to say about her? Come on,
she's cool. I mean, I think she's gonna be a good. I think she's gonna be a good foil for David Harbour's character. That's kind of. Even you don't get to see much of them except for the table, but I feel like they're gonna have a good give and take. Rachel Weisz is an amazingly talented actor. I love her.
Love her.
Spy and the Mummy, everything that she's done, and then
the Mummy.
Exactly. So giving her give and take with someone like David Harbour, I almost get almost like a Stranger Things vibe of David Harbour versus Winona, just in a different context a little bit. The same kind of give and take, though. I think David Harbour's good at that.
I'll take your word for it, since I don't like Stranger Things, but I'll take your word for it. Okay, as far as like character dynamics, for sure. I thought going into it, like I remember seeing promos and like hearing announcements and everything being like Rachel Weisz being cast and everything. Everyone assumed, because she's like the big name outside of ScarJo, that she's going to be some kind of villainous character for sure. So so it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case, since she's taken on this more mother figure. I could be wrong. Maybe things turn. Who knows? But also we had the introduction to this brand new villain.
Taskmaster, yeah, it's a good villain from the past. I know a little bit about it. I've read a lot of comic books, but I tended to more go towards the mythological side of Thor, the Hercules, and the Avengers. So I don't know much about Taskmaster, but I do know that he's a fun villain. I don't want to get too far into spoil anything. So
can you just give a quick synopsis of his character? Like,
it's been a while since I read it, but I know he tends to, if I remember correctly, I mean, I could be wrong. I had a lot of Jameson recently, but he takes on a lot of he's able to learn people's fighting styles, like just like that. Like he can just study people's fighting styles and just automatically can like almost learn them, almost like some kind of photographic memory type situation where he just adapts to whatever the situation needs. So it easily becomes your equal in a way in whatever style you're coming at him with. If that makes sense. As far as his background, his like actual story background, I don't remember much about that. I've just seen him a lot, so he's good. I think he's good. So I'm excited. I like it. I think the trailer was glossy, like Marvel is. It's definitely Marvel has done what Star Wars has tried to do and failed recently. Even though I'm a big Star Wars fan, like Marvel tends to take these movies and they do let the directors do their own genres a little bit, like Taika Waititi doing Thor Ragnarok, like
doing an action comedy kind of thing.
Action comedy. They've done a spy thriller. They've done all sort of different genres, but it's all kept together by the same kind of glossy finish, so to speak, in a way. It's all got that same look, even no matter what the film actually feels like. And it's a way to connect the films. I can see an argument against what's bad about that, because it kind of makes everything look the same, but I can't argue with success. So, but that's what Star Wars has tried to do too. They tried to put everything the same, but they've been trying to do it more by hammering it. They've been going overboard with it by hammering the same. They want the same feel for it too, instead of letting the directors do what they worked hired to do. So, interesting to say.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I'm really curious to see more of this villain. MCU is. I don't feel like they're not really great with their villains, unfortunately. So, I mean, they're okay. They're good. Like Loki.
Who's your favorite? Just curious. Who's your favorite MCU villain?
Probably Thanos.
That's a lot.
Or Killmonger. Because the entire time I was like, I remember walking away from that and being like, man, is Killmonger right? Shit. Yeah. It very much felt like that. But that and also Thanos. I can sympathize with his character quite a bit. He's a horrible person. I mean,
so is a heel.
Yeah, definitely a heel.
There you go. You're learning a little bit, Amy.
He doesn't think he's a heel, though. That's the difference.
That's true. I will say that my favorite has always been Hela from Thor Ragnarok. I think that's. I do enjoy Hela. I think she's fantastic. I wish we saw more of her. Yeah,
it was just a little anticlimactic. Her finale.
It is what it is. I can see what you're saying. I can see where you're coming from that, but I love the fact that
she was in one movie. There was like not much buildup,
but man, she had her shot. I mean, when she breaks Thor's hammer, that kind of says, "Yes, I'm here."
Yeah, but then she gets destroyed pretty quickly, and all in one movie. There was no like huge.
Or is she just fighting Surtur still?
No, she was straight up killed. She hasn't signed on for any other movie. Kate Beckinsale has been very vocal how she has no plans to ever do Hela again.
Is that true? I haven't heard about that.
Yeah, she said that in interviews and stuff. She's like, yeah, that was fun. Awesome. I'm never going to do that again.
Okay, fair enough.
That's like a whole world I just have no desire to be a part of again. It was fun, though.
All right. I still think they left her not story-wise, just saying that aside, story-wise, I did leave it open because I think she was fighting Surtur at the end, and they kind of ran tail while they were kind of like battling it out. So it was kind of nice that they could. But either way, that's neither here nor there because we're talking about Black Widow. So, well, I know. Let's ask one more question before we wrap this up. Are you more or less excited about the movie now after seeing the trailer?
No.
Or the same?
No, not really.
Okay.
I'm okay. I'll pay money to see it because, it's another Marvel movie. I mean, I'm going to enjoy it to a certain extent. It doesn't make me any more or less excited. It really doesn't.
Track record. I get it. That makes sense.
It does make me more curious, but not necessarily excited.
I would say I'm looking forward to it a little bit more. Just like the dynamics, getting a little more of the dynamics between the family a little bit. There seems to be some humor in it that I'm going to like. So if it's since it looks to me like a more humorous, fun version of Red Sparrow, I like the sound of that. So
that's what I don't like about it.
Okay, that's fair enough.
What I like about Red Sparrow is I like the aspect of the psychology aspect of Black Widow. I really want to see the more manipulation aspect of her training to learn to read and recognize people. Like what she outmaneuvered Loki, the king of mischief of malarkey. So I mean, like
you're not wrong.
How can she do that without extensive training? Some people have talked about it as if it is her superpower. That is an argument. So I kind of wish that there's a lot of focus on that.
I think there will be. I think
I'm hoping more than like a few scenes, but
yeah, that's true. Yeah. And that's where the question will come, is how much is going to be that. There'll be some background to it, but so I don't know. Guess we'll find out. Good enough? Are we good?
Yeah, I think we're set.
All right. Well, thank you for staying through the end and listening to our little dialogue about this movie. I hope you enjoyed our reaction. If you don't know us, we are a movie trivia showdown after show podcast. We do deal with that mostly, but we are branching out, doing some trailer reactions here and there. If you like this trailer reaction, thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll be doing some more as we can. And Alex, where can they find you?
You can find me running the Call to Action Twitter account, Call to Action Pod. So definitely check us out there. And I'm also running the Call to Action podcast. So definitely check us out wherever podcasts are found. You can find all of our shows like Hotcakes, down to Ladies Nights, to, Schmobates, which actually I host every single weekday. But, definitely check us out in any of those places.
And I am at Paul_Denuzio on Twitter as well. And I run Chilled Action, which is our weekly interview show with people from the Movie Trivia Showdown. And you can find me there, as well as various other YouTube places on Action Industries and also on PLD projects. That's it. Have a great day, guys. And as always, we salute you. Take care, guys.
Bye.